Hello guys, welcome to episode number 69 of my Football Manager 2023 European Journeyman Save. You join us in our 8th nation on our epic quest to win every top flight league in the European nations in the games. 33 in total. Like I said, this is nation number 8, which is Slovakia. We have just won the league in Slovenia with Aluminj. It's not been too long since we won the league as well. Which is the reason why we are the manager of the club that we are. Now, I've in the past, when I've switched between nations after winning the league, I've gone 9-10 months sat here clicking continue without a job, waiting for a job to become available. Now, I did have a look at Slovakia. There wasn't any available until the new season ticked over, and 2 of them were newly promoted teams into the playable leagues that are in the game in Slovakia. So we are in the 2nd tier. It is a step down for us. But hopefully we can, we've got our foot in the door in Slovakia. We can do a decent job at Poprad. Maybe move on to a bigger club if the opportunity becomes available, which is obviously what the plan that I've got is. But in a move which is sure to spark plenty of heated debate, Dean Talentai has left Aluminj to join Poprad. Talentai arrives with a record 483 wins, 103 draws and 150 defeats in his career, so we're closing in on 500 wins in total. He has also won 10 league titles and 10 cups. Now, I know we said that we're in 8th nation, but a couple of those league titles have been 2nd tier to get into the 1st tier, so they don't count towards the challenge. His first game charge will be against Dolny Kubin in the 2nd division on the 19th of July 2042. Talentai will face pressure to bring immediate success to NTC Poprad, having stepped up from his previous standing to take sole charge, and will need to hit the ground running if he's to win over those who believe his appointment is a questionable decision. I don't know why my appointment would be questionable with my reputation and the league titles that we've won to a newly promoted side to the Slovakian 2nd tier. Martin Bartos was considered to be the favourite for the job, but it's unclear whether the club favoured Talentai all along. Aluminj will now be looking for a new manager, obviously going to the Champions League this season as well. Hopefully Aluminj can do quite well. Talentai, a 3-time winner of the Slovenian First League Manager of the Season, brings a blend of experience and proven credentials with him to his new job. He's earned himself a reputation for signing players under the age of 23 and appears to be a great fit for the club's vision at NTC Poprad. Prefers a 4-4-2, which we already know throughout the series, which I don't. I play a 4-2-4. Unless it's actually counting the 2 wingers as the 4 in midfield, which then again, if it is, then the 4-4-2 is probably right. Talentai lifted the Slovenian First League with Aluminj in May, and his appointment could be considered quite the coup for a club of Poprad standing. So, NK Poprad, we're predicted to finish down near the bottom of the table. Of course we are. We're a newly promoted side. We've got virtually no wage budget, no transfer budget. We are, I don't even know if we're a professional or semi-professional club. To tell you the truth, I've not had a look around. I saw the jobs come available. I just clicked apply. We've been around since 1912 though, so we're 130 years old this year. So a very, very old club. But last season we were promoted from the lower division, so we are a newly promoted side to the division. It doesn't look like we've got a full quota of players in the squad because it hasn't got a media 11 here. We've got nobody on any top earners, so I would suggest that we are at maximum, a semi-professional club. And the board wants to avoid relegation. So it's going to be difficult. We'll try and get our mentality across to the players, our tactic, try and get them to learn it as well. Let's have a look around the club though. We're actually professional, so it lied to us. The top earner, we do have a top earner. He's really bad. He's really, really bad. Oh, and he's played 220 games for the club. We have taken a big step back here. The training facilities, though, are great, which can only help. We've taken one hell of a step back here in terms of management. But like I say, it is. We've got our foot in the door in Slovakia now. I will keep an eye throughout the season to see if anything comes available. In terms of the season preview, we are attempted to finish a bottom. These 2 clubs are B teams from Slovan Bratislava and Zeline, so they can't be promoted anyway. I don't know if they can be relegated, but in terms of the clubs in the actual division, we are predicted to finish bottom. But the odds aren't too bad, only 51s. So hopefully we can do something in the league I don't know whether if we finish third behind these two, we could possibly be promoted. That is a possibility. In terms of league rules, no more than five non-EU players, so that's 2 more than we had in Slovenia. Matchday squad must have at least 1 domestic under-21 player, which is fine. We can just put a youth player on the bench. But there must be at least 1 in the starting 11 as well. So that's not too bad. It's not too bad in terms of league rules. Financially, how is the club doing? We've actually got a fair bit of money. We've got nearly £500,000 in the bank. We've got loads of wage budget to spend. We've got a little bit of transfer budget to spend. Squad-wise, like I say, we haven't got any players. Where's the squad? They're all in. Why are all the players in the under-19s? That's a little bit of confusing. We do actually have 11 players. We're going to put them all in the senior squad because obviously we need a squad. They're on a little bit of money. I don't know if there's anybody good here. Obviously, this is the top earner at the club. This is more than likely our starting striker. He's absolutely terrible. He's also transfer listed and 34 years old. He scored 63 goals in 341 appearances. Wow, we've got some work to do. We're only 8 days away from the start of the season as well, so not too much time to get our philosophy across to the players and to make some signings to try and get us, give us a little bit more of a standing in the league. Obviously, like I say, the club vision is to avoid relegation. I'll 100% be aiming for that. But we're in the door in Slovakia now, which is fantastic. In terms of the other jobs available, they're both in Slovenia. In fact, let's filter Slovenia out. I don't know why it's filtered Slovenia back in because I did have it obviously out. This was the other club that was available. It was Sered, the other newly promoted side into the division. They've got much better players. I possibly could have waited, but like we've said in the past throughout this save, the first team in a nation that offers me a job is the one that I go for. There might be one exception to that rule, which is when I come to manage in England. I am a Sunderland supporter. There is no chance in hell I'm being a Newcastle United manager. No matter what you say, that is the only time throughout the save I'm going to break that rule. I am not bringing success to Newcastle United, regardless of what else happens. So financially, we're pretty good. Club vision is to avoid relegation, so not too many expectations. We do have a squad to build here. I'm pleased that we've got great training facilities. We've also got a fairly decent stadium by the looks of it. Capacity of 5,700. But yeah, I'm going to go away now. I'm going to spend the next 8 days before the first game potentially trying to improve the squad. And I will come back for that first game, obviously once I've passed through those 8 days. So I'll catch up with you guys in just a minute. Right guys, welcome back. I've made it through those 8 days. There's been a whole swathe of players coming through the door. We'll have a very quick run through them of the ones that we brought in. We can see that we've still got contracts offered to a couple of players as well. But in total, we've brought in 8 players. The most recent through the door, he's actually coming today, is the goalkeeper in Adam Pecha. It looks okay. I don't really know what sort of standard the players are going to be in this division just yet. But 19 years old, he's on as a breakthrough prospect. He looks okay. Patrick Suchi, I think Suchi is in as a centre mid. I think I've got him as the advanced playmaker on support. Now his dribbling does let him down, anticipation as well, and his vision. But again, I don't really know what I'm looking for in this division just yet. Jan Sosmak is probably the pick of the bunch as the deep line playmaker on defend. Tackling is the only thing that does let him down in that position, but you can see by his star rating compared to the rest of the squad that he looks pretty decent. He's also on a hefty amount of money. Taficio Sithole is the left-sided inside forward. He's got a reasonable right foot. Again, not too sure. Pace-wise, is a little bit poor, but he can dribble. Matus Rihak, he's actually a defensive midfielder, but I brought him into play as a central defender. Again, looks fairly decent for that position. Tibor Lihan is the right fullback. Again, doesn't look too bad. I say fullback, he's actually a wing back. Can't cross, can't dribble, he's got poor first touch, poor work rate. But again, best of the bad bunch, and obviously I've still got a lot of time to improve this squad. Adrian Lukac, again, central defender, looks very, very, very secure as a central defender. He's got some good attributes. Again, first touch, composure, a little bit poor. And the first player who I brought in was Peter Slavic. Now, he is a future prospect. He is brought in as a central midfielder. He's going to be starting today on the bench, obviously due to the players who I have brought in. But in terms of where that's left us season preview-wise, it hasn't changed. It hasn't changed at all. We're still 51s. So whether I've improved the squad or not, I don't really know. The board expect us to get a draw today against Dolny Cuban. Their odds are approximately half of ours, but they're predicted to finish in 11th place. So the lineup that we're going to go with for today, obviously we can't even name a full substitutes bench. We just don't have the players. But it's going to be Pecha in goal, Lihan, Lukac, Rigo, and Holly. Holly, again, look at his star rating compared to the rest of the squad, pretty poor. So there is a lot of improvements to be done to the squad. In fact, I don't think this is right. Rigo's not supposed to be there. It's supposed to be... I don't know who I've signed now. We'll go with Rigo. Somsak and Suchi as the two midfielders. Sithol, Magda, Kuciak and Barry as the two forwards. Now, I haven't actually signed any forwards myself. That was right. It was Rihak who I brought in, wasn't it? But he's actually suspended for the opening game. So obviously a carryover from last season. Like I say, I'm not expecting too much. We'll see what we get. It's going to be very much a build our way into Slovakia kind of season, and just hope that something becomes available. Obviously, we're going to try and perform to the best of our abilities in that time. Try and complete the club vision of avoiding relegation if we're still here at the end of the season. But we'll see how we go. Like I say, I don't really know the standard of football here, and these players that we've got in this Poprad squad are probably the worst players that we've had in the 20 years of this save so far. So it is going to be a learning curve for me. Do have an early highlight here for Dolny Cuban. It's headed clear by Lukac, though. Kuchera picks up the ball, gets it back in, and Lukas Macek scores the opening goal of the game for Dolny Cuban in the 9th minute. It's poor defending. You can see we've got no match fitness whatsoever. There's not been a pre-season. As far as I'm aware, I've just come straight into the first league game of the season. We might need to be scrolling that league table down a bit, though, to see where we are. For the first time in our careers. Novak, though, it's well cut out by Magda. Magda now advancing forward. Kuchera gets back to him, though. And now Nemec clears the ball, but Lukac is there, puts it back forward. Barry looked offside, but the linesman hasn't flagged for it. But it is Dolny Cuban who come away with the ball, but Sithol is going to pick that one up, finds Suchi. Suchi looking over the top. It's a poor pass, though, and it's comfortably headed back to the goalkeeper in Kutara, looking to get Dolny Cuban back up the field. And he does go long. Can our defenders win this in the air? Yes, they can. It's Lukac, but the ball's straight back at the Dolny Cuban player's feet. It's Novak feeding the ball forward towards Kochan. Stanislav Kochan makes it 2-0 to Dolny Cuban inside of 12 minutes. So we've got a lot of work to do here with this Poprad squad. And I am going to do 100% my best with them. But as things stand, we now are currently already sat in the relegation zone, which is a pretty poor start to the season. Like I say, it is going to take a little while for our philosophy to get across to the players. It's going to take a little while for me to find the players to fit the philosophy that we play with as well. As they look to make it 3, and the defending is absolutely terrible there. And Gasparic does make it 3 inside the 26th minute. Like I say, at the start of this match, the board expected a draw from this game. It doesn't look like that's going to happen, does it? 3-0 down halfway through the first half. We've not been out of our half yet, really. We haven't had a shot. We're doing all right possession-wise. We've got the same amount of possession as Dolny Cuban. As finally, we register our first shot on goal. Sithol with this deep free kick into the area, looking for Rigo. Rigo heads it on. Kuciak gets there, and Pavel Kuciak gets the first goal of our reign as the Poprad manager. to make it 3-1. We have got one back inside the first half, which is great. It's quite a well-worked free kick, to be fair. Kuciak with a nice little finish over the goalkeeper who went to ground, and lift off for our Slovakian career. We seem to have grown into that half as things have gone on. I am going to tell the boys that I'm disappointed, though. They have been terrible. They've been absolutely terrible, but hopefully things can improve. I'm a little bit disappointed with Sitol only at 6.1. That's something I've never seen before. Never seen that before. You learn something new every day with this game. We are getting better in this game as the game's gone on. But it's a question of, can we score 2 more goals to at least come away with a point? That's going to get annoying, having to scroll count down constantly to see where we are. But final 15 minutes of the game now. And nothing's happened in this second half. Apologies for that. It's been a very, very quiet second half of this game as we're approaching the full-time whistle. We finally get our first highlight, and it is a deep free kick by Sitol towards the back post, but it's headed half clear. Novak should complete the clearance, finds Luptak, who advances over halfway line with the ball. We're going to put any pressure on him. We forced him out wide at the end of this. No, he's been allowed to go all the way. And it takes a good save from Pecha in goal to deny the man a goal from his own half. But straight away, Pecha looks to get us on the attack. Nemec wins the header, though. Kuchera, now Novak, back to Kuchera. Let's not concede another one, boys. Come on. It's gone right across the face of goal, and Holly just boots it clear. Sitol is going to get there, though. Feeds it back in to Rigo. Rigo looking at long. Easy for Kotara. And now Janasic to Gasparik on the right-hand side. Looks to take it past Holly. Holly does really well to get back to him. Holly's fouled there, surely. Good header clear by Lukac in the middle. But Kuchera picks it up again. Late pressure here from Adolny Kubin. Can we just clear the ball and get that full-time whistle? Somsak feeds Magda. And there is the full-time whistle. A disappointing defeat on the opening day of the season. Very, very disappointed with Sitol's performance. Obviously, the 2 strikers, they're not my players. They were here already, and it is an area which I'm looking to improve. I've still got 50-odd days of the transfer window, I believe, so there is still a lot of improvement to be done. How many games are there in the season here? Let's have a look. It's in the rules. There are 30 games, so that's a nice, easy split. 10 games per episode, third of the season. So we'll come back after 10 games, see exactly how we're getting on. It's going to be somewhere around about here. I don't know who's a good team in this league, who's not a good team. We'll find out along the way. Poor start to us, though, for our career in Slovakia. But guys, thank you very much for watching. As always, please remember to hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button. Leave me a comment as well. Let me know how you think the series is going. Whether I've done the right thing in picking a lesser side in Slovakia, or if I should have just waited for one of the bigger boys to come available. But guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Cheers, guys.